FM TV would like to welcome the following towns to Top Star Channel 91. Ndola, Kitwe, Luanshya, Mufulira, Kalulushi, Chingola, Chililabombwe, Kapiriamposhi, Kabwe, Lusaka, Kapfue, Choma, Mazabuka, Livingston, Chipata, Chinsali, Kasama, Mansa, Solwezi, and Mongu. Feel free to interact with us and let us know where you are watching from. Only on your Top Star Decoders Channel 91, Sun FM TV. Radio Gone Rogue. Radio Gone TV.
Your finest radio station is responsible for the dawn of a new era in Zambian broadcasting. Capturing your favorite sounds on radio into great moments on television and on social media. Welcome to Zambia's first and finest visual radio, Sun FM TV.
Sun FM, broadcasting from the Copperbelt capital, Ndola City.
This is your favourite station. The news.
Hello, with the news here on Sun FM Radio and TV. My name is Imelda Chikwati. The headlines. The Ministry of Information and Media says the government is committed to ensuring that accurate, accessible and well-structured information on nuclear programs reaches the public. The Republican Progressive Party, RPP, has formally reported Patriotic Front Faction Secretary General Mao Sampa to police over his allegation that the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, had erected a polling station along Lilai Road with intent to rig the Chawama by-election. The Food Reserve Agency has assured farmers who supplied maize during the 2025 crop marketing season that all funds for their payments have already been dispersed to banks across the country. Zesco United coach Emmanuel Suwale says beating Kabwe Warriors in the Week 15 league fixture is a huge boost ahead of this Sunday's CAF Confederation Cup Group D home clash against Kaizer Chiefs.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
The Ministry of Information and Media says the government is committed to ensuring that accurate, accessible and well-structured information on nuclear programs reaches the public. Speaking when a team from the Radiation Protection Authority dedicated score on him, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Media, transparency and awareness are critical pillars in building trust and securing national buy-in for nuclear programs. Mr. Kawana stated that the ministry will work with all stakeholders to raise awareness of nuclear programs in order to safeguard the public from hazards associated with radiation, while also recognizing the importance of advanced energy diversification. He further urged the stakeholders to deepen their understanding of the regulatory frameworks that will underpin the safe, secure and peaceful utilization of nuclear technologies.
Provides us the opportunity to deepen our understanding of the regulatory framework that will underpin the safe, secure and peaceful utilization of nuclear technology in Zambia. The role of the Radiation Protection Authority as a regulator, especially in areas of public safety, environmental protection, and information dissemination, cannot be overstated. As the Ministry of Information and Media, we are particularly interested in ensuring that accurate, accessible and well-structured information reaches the public.
Meanwhile, Radiation Protection Authority Executive Director Bosta Ziwila said the authority is embarking on a nationwide public awareness campaign on the regulation of nuclear-related activities in the country. The outreach aims to facilitate dialogue, align expectations, and guide the authorities' approaches to public, community, and industry engagement on nuclear safety and radiation protection. Mr. Siwila noted that government has demonstrated political will towards nuclear energy, describing it as a positive development for the nation.
On public awareness in the field of regulating nuclear applications in Zambia. There is obviously political will from governments for us to embark on this path, and as an authority we are saying before anything can be done, we have to have a buy-in from our policymakers, controlling officers. And we have embarked as an authority on this campaign to talk to the permanent secretaries and so that we could be on the same page for their understanding of what we are doing and how we intend to guide the public.
The opposition Republican Progressive Party, RPP, has formally reported Patriotic Front Secretary General Mao Sampa, led by Given Lubinda, to Lusaka's Central Police Station over his allegation that the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, had erected a polling station along Lilai Road with intent to rig the Chawama parliamentary by-election. The party cited seditious conduct, among other offences, as having been violated by Mr. Sampa. Addressing the media at the police station, RPP National Youth Chairman Constantino Mobita revealed that his party was alarmed by deliberate attempts to mislead the public and discredit ECZ. He warned that such reckless political statements risk plunging the country into unnecessary tension. Mr. Mobita justified the decision to report the material lawmaker to the police as a way to establish the motive behind the statements and determine whether they amount to seditious conduct or other criminal offences. He, however, acknowledged Mr. Sampa's apology, but insisted that the parliamentarian should exculpate himself before the police.
That the state institutions have made decisions that at different times have either favored or gone against the perceived interest of both the ruling party and the opposition. In addition, we acknowledge the inclusive and participatory nature of parliamentary procession in our nation decision making. Notably, the guidance rendered by the Constitution Courts.
The Food Reserve Agency, FRA, during the 2025 crop marketing season, that all funds for their payments have already been dispersed to banks across the country. FRA Executive Director Justin Chunka confirmed that the agency has submitted farmer details along with the amounts due to participating banks in each district. He emphasized that the funds are available and the payment process is underway. To expedite disbursements, the FRA has introduced additional payment methods beyond traditional over-the-counter bank transactions. Farmers can now receive their money through mobile money accounts and bank transfers. Those opting for mobile money payments are advised to visit FRA offices in their areas to complete the necessary forms. Mr. Chunka encouraged the farmers to embrace digital payment platforms, noting that such systems would enable quicker completion of the payment process. He acknowledged the frustration caused by delays and reiterated the agency's commitment to ensuring timely payments. Meanwhile, some farmers have expressed dissatisfaction with what they describe as a slow and tedious payment process, despite assurances that all payments for the 2025 crop marketing season have been concluded. Several farmers interviewed in Livingston complained that they are required to travel long distances and undergo lengthy procedures to access their payments, a situation they say is costly, exhausting, and time-consuming. The affected farmers have called on the government to introduce a more efficient and accessible payment system, arguing that the current process is discouraging and does not adequately consider the challenges faced by farmers, especially those in remote areas.
yakuti kujya wamba utedene ani condition ibe ngabamuka kugohwa kutarika kujora bona gambo kajya uti bede urabamuka uteba tukoye kukola tugambo alimo rokunjira mugate baramuka kuzwa wabia kuona kufanya kama masiro one no baramba uma yeiti barajura tota pero muona kumukaya baraje imejira
We are from the far, Kotuzwa. Tuzwa kunyawa, kabora ugalombo, kabora kuzimba, kabora kunokungestone. And of which maringo tukuya manji. Wana kwa maana twafika gogo na alimu, maranga tenda nsebantu ili wawa. Mulimete do kala muchomboto karayo yetu. Kambo bataji guberega batwebera. Balahi bakuti munkomo twangizi yansi.
While some farmers expressed gratitude for eventually receiving their payments, concerns remain over the pace and accessibility of the process, with calls for reforms ahead of future crop marketing seasons. Meanwhile, other farmers have urged the government to promote crop diversification, saying this would help them move away from over-reliance on maize and invest in other profitable crops.
So, bring me one Nayachio through food reserve. To depend only Yamakope. Instead of the Jabuchita or we try to acquire, we are depending on Yamakope. So, it is huge benefit of farmers.
Kuzalikuwa kama kutumumanye tio hora bakareka zimizi ya kuchita nyeri bere do tistole bana kuchiko no twambizingi beko bakubasiboka.
Government and the public service unions have agreed to extend the current collective agreement from December 31st, 2025 to March 31st, 2026 to allow for continued negotiations. Civil Servants and Allied Workers Union of Zambia, Copperbelt Provincial Executive Member Samuel Kasanyinga said the extension is intended to facilitate smooth and meaningful discussions between the two parties. Mr. Kasanyinga explained that the additional time will help ensure negotiations are concluded without the need for another extension of the agreement. He further assured union members that both government and the unions have agreed that back pay will be effected once the negotiations are finalized.
Government and the union agreed to extend the collective bargaining, and this was as a result of having a smooth and what is happening now is not a postponement of the negotiations, but they are still discussing. When they had set a date to say, we have agreed to extend the collective agreement up to 31st March, they are still discussing. Let me just call upon all civil servants to remain calm and allow government and the union to conclude with a negotiation. Let's avoid hearing the speculation that are coming from the outside public, and also concentrate on work. Government is still committed, and it will ensure that whatever the outcome that will come will have a back pay.
In related news, Kajam Mining Limited has concluded negotiations for its 2026-2027 collective agreement with unionized employees, securing significant benefits for its workforce and reinforcing its commitment to employee welfare and sustainable operations. Under the new agreement, workers will receive a 10% salary increment in 2026, followed by a further 10% increase in 2027 across the board. In addition, the deal introduces a 13th salary check equivalent to 100% of monthly basic pay in December, replacing the traditional Christmas bonus. The negotiations were conducted between Kajam management and representatives of the Mine Workers Union of Zambia, MUZ, and the National Union of Miners and Allied Workers. The agreement has since been approved by the Labour Commissioner in Lusaka, marking the fourth consecutive year that Kajam has honoured such commitments to its staff. Kajam General Manager Adrian Prinsloo expressed satisfaction with the outcome, highlighting the collaborative spirit of the process. He further emphasized that Kajam will continue to prioritize employee welfare alongside operational sustainability. Nomao President So Simujika commended Kajam's management for maintaining an open door policy and fostering dialogue with stakeholders. Residents of Gibson Chimufembe Ward in Chingola District have appealed to the local authority to remove vendors trading along Chiwempala Road and relocate them to Tula Market. The residents argue that the continued presence of vendors is unnecessary, particularly given that Tula Market, commissioned in 2023, remains largely unused. They have described the market as a white elephant, despite it being fully equipped with a complete water reticulation system and modern ablution facilities. Ward Councillor Chala Mokwisa and other ward leaders expressed concern over neglect of the market by both the local authority and the community. The ward leadership has since urged the council to take this is utilized for its intended purpose, stressing that allowing the facility to remain idle amounts to a waste of national resources.
Commissioned in 2023, Tula Market in Chingola constituency is now a white elephant with barely 2 or no people occupying the beautiful structure. According to market chair lady Felista Simbotwa, Tula Market traders have neglected their stalls to go and sell along Chiwempala Road.
Market yesoko batwisire itapa besi abamu tapala bafitisha mu mulando wakwe bati pala station balifira okufunya abantu kubaleta mu market umu balatandika balya panse ke panshi fyapa buda kwa batishani apa fiko ukukira bese pano bese batandika mu matebo bino balifira bakanso kutashani ukutufunyisha bali abantu kubaleta pano. So tapisha for tubenga twafo obuteko kwe bati market isura na kwe bamashop tukwate ko business yali ba down mulambira market taile bomba toilet kanso ko yaba kulya yonse tapaji ababonsha abantu fye fine bakamoka. So na tukwate obwafya kuno patula market mulandu wa market.
Grace Piri, the ward secretary, says once the bus station is extended up to the market, it will motivate the vendors to return to the market structure. Occupying the market currently is this trader who had this to share.
Ola chikuluvuta gena tinala mbaliva kati na bufine. Kuna tumbu toka toto nde udisha kutoka tsinde bomba kukute kutoka tibasa nkumenja lakini wakasema ngabaleisa batsanga banja kutisha kofi akamwa kuvuka penta kati tekanja ke makwata ndashisho sapato na vika kona senga ifine ngani kwata nangu ya tumsa na pena na vikapu so chandero mako fita kati kwata kuvuka kwa udisha amesho kwa yaba toile choko yaba fyonse choko fyaba na kuwamya ndawa na wine kilini fyonse kuwamya.
Other traders in the area had similar concerns on empowerment, while the ward chairman, Patrick Walia, appealed to the local authority to intervene in bringing back traders into the market.
So mwala kwa kuma papenya papa no tie yo na bene ba kula station mai na bene ba kujike ba tukonka kuno kuini ba isa to akuisha kai banga ba isa kuno inshi na market yako improve
iyi market pakwe pati ngabo mbabu ino sana kukwata inyanti ba council watu afwa ukuya pasa bala bataritika pacha abanyama bantu bala abapacha abanyama bafile ba isa mu market ero tu chindi chikalamba sana elo baona lebo ba MP weso bali time power mu market monse bati bali laba patula so echo tulelo mbo ati baona lebo beso bachipoka ngabata boost ba mayo efwe patula kuti ba boost in market yake ndeko kubo.
In a telephone interview with the ward councillor, Chala Mkwisa, he expressed fears that as an independent civic leader, he has tried to engage both the local authority and the people, but to no avail. Hope Nyimbili reporting for Konkola Radio News.
Political analyst Mohabi Lungu has cautioned that Zambia's opposition ahead of the August general elections is being weakened by internal divisions and misplaced ambition among some political leaders. Speaking when he featured on Diamond TV, Mr. Lungu said the major challenge facing the opposition is not the ruling party, but opposition figures who believe that they can win elections independently despite lacking broad national support. He explained that many leaders of both the small and relatively established political parties are often encouraged by their supporters to avoid forming alliances under the mistaken belief that popular sentiment alone is sufficient to secure electoral victory. The analyst described this thinking as misleading and dangerous, noting that elections require identifiable candidates with a wide appeal who can attract a critical mass of voters willing to turn out early and vote in large numbers. Mr. Lungu stressed that leadership is central to mobilizing voters, arguing that people do not vote spontaneously without a clear candidate to rally behind, making unity and strategic collaboration essential for electoral success. He also criticized what he termed political immaturity among some opposition leaders, particularly those who dispute internal election outcomes when results do not favor them.
The thing that creates problems in this country is that we have got too many small men who are being lied to naturally. And I'm not talking about anyone specific. I just said two small men of envy and ambition that are being lied to by their own supporters that you alone can win. And then they say, you know, in fact, we don't need to come together because the opposition is not the opposition, it's the people. That is a fallacy. People must be led. People don't go out by themselves to go vote for a fictitious person on the ballot. There has to be a person on the ballot which a critical mass of the Zambian people are prepared to wake up at 6 o'clock, at 5 o'clock in the morning, go queue for a couple of hours and vote.
Let's now take a break. When we return, sports news.
The long-awaited MTN Super League is here and is live on Top Star. This is more than football. It's pride, it's rivalry, and it's glory. As Zambia's greatest football league takes center stage, heroes are made, rivals collide, and passions rise. From Kitwe to Lusaka, from Ndola to Mazabuka, every goal, every cheer, every moment comes alive on Top Star, the MTN Super League. Our game, our pride, our home. Bola Yatu. Subscribe today and watch it all live in HD on Top Star and the Star Times Own Up. Top Star, the official broadcaster of the MTN Super League.
Zesco United coach Emmanuel Siwale says beating Kabwe Warriors in the Week 15 league fixture is a huge boost ahead of this Sunday's CAF Confederation Cup Group D home clash against Kaizer Chiefs. Speaking in an interview, Siwale acknowledged that domestic and continental football are two different challenges altogether. Zesco will head into the January 25th Match Day 3 fixture against the South African Giants with a confidence boasting 1-0 league win over Warriors at 11 Manawasa Stadium in Ndola. The victory saw Zesco rebound from a 2-1 away league loss to Nkana on January 11 in Kitwe, which was their first game of 2026 following a 3-week mid-season break. Zesco desperately needed a domestic lift before facing Chiefs, and the win over Warriors proved timely. The Ndola side currently sits bottom of Group D with 0 points after 2 rounds of matches, while Chiefs are just above them with 1 point. Zamalek occupy second place on 4 points, while their Egyptian compatriots Al Masry lead the group with a maximum 6 points. To end the news, the headlines once again. The Ministry of Information and Media says the government is committed to ensuring that accurate, accessible and well-structured information on nuclear programs reaches the public. The Republican Progressive Party has formally reported Patriotic Front faction Secretary General Mao Samba to police over his allegation that the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, had erected